The year was 1878. Deep in the rugged frontier of Montana Territory, a young woman named Clara struggled to build her cabin one log at a time. She had left behind a life of hardship back east, determined to carve out her own future on the edge of the wilderness. Her hands blistered from the axe, her dress torn from labor, but her spirit remained unbroken. As the sun set over the wide prairie, she wiped the sweat from her brow, unaware that someone on horseback had been silently watching her efforts from a distance. The cowboy's name was James Carter, a widower who had lost his wife to fever 2 winters ago. Since then, he had lived alone on his ranch, raising cattle and carrying the weight of loneliness on his shoulders. He often rode near the river to clear his mind, and that's when he first saw Clara struggling with the heavy logs. Something about her determination stirred a memory of his late wife, though this woman was different, fierce, independent, and unwilling to quit. He lingered on the ridge hidden by tall grass, watching her fight against the land. Clara was no stranger to whispers in town. Folks said a woman couldn't survive alone in the frontier, let alone build her own home. But Clara had endured worse than gossip. She had known betrayal, loss, and nights of hunger. Each log she lifted was proof to herself that she could stand strong. Still, as the days grew colder, the nights lonelier, she began to wonder if she had taken on more than she could bear. When the axe slipped from her tired hands one afternoon, it was James who finally stepped forward from the shadows. "You'll wear yourself thin, ma'am," James said gently, tipping his hat. Startled, Clara reached for the axe, but his kind eyes stopped her. He offered no pity, only quiet respect.
"I can lend a hand if you'll allow it." For a long moment, Clara hesitated.
Accepting help had always meant surrender in her past life. But here in the wide Wild West, maybe it was different. Together, they lifted the next log into place. The work went faster, and Clara found herself laughing for the first time in months. James smiled too, though a shadow lingered in his heart. As autumn painted the trees gold, the cabin neared completion. Neighbors began to whisper again, not with doubt but with wonder at the sight of the widow's cowboy and the determined woman building side by side. James never spoke much of his loss, but Clara saw the sorrow in his eyes. She didn't try to replace what he had lost. Instead, she offered companionship in silence and shared labor. One evening, as the chimney smoke curled into the twilight, James realized the cabin wasn't just Clara's new beginning. It might be his, too.